Hey y'all, welcome back to my channel. As you guys can see, I'm in the car. I'm actually on my way to work. Today is my last day completing my 13-week assignment. I'm super excited. You know, it's been a long 13 weeks. I can honestly say that. It's a change from what what I was accustomed to when I was a staff worker versus being a traveler. And, change is good. Like, I'm actually on my way. I really hope it doesn't. Well, it is gonna rain, but I hope I don't get rained on like last time. There is a little bit of traffic, but anywho, yeah, this is a big change for me, and I actually can say this was a great experience for my first time being a new traveler, and experiencing it. Like, it was a great experience. The hospital that I worked for was part of Orlando Health, and I can honestly say that like I said, I had a great experience. The staff was very welcoming. They were very nice, and it's kind of like sometimes rare to find that, especially for being a traveler. Staff tend not to like travelers, because we are coming in doing basically the same work that they're doing, but we're just getting paid more. And I can honestly understand where they're coming from with that, because I can honestly understand where that's coming from, because I have been staff and travelers has came in, and we were basically doing the same amount of work, the same amount of labor, but they were getting paid like triple what I was making. And you know what, that did make me feel some type of way, because that's when you realize that, like, damn, like, management really don't appreciate what we do, because we would like voice our opinion and say we need this, we need that, and they, instead of giving us the money that we deserve, they'll try to like feed us pizza. And as a kid, you'll be like, yeah, I work for food, but I'm an adult. I can't work for food. Like, I got bills to pay. So like, I would understand where that energy would come from if you're like staff and you see travelers and you wouldn't like them. But this wasn't the case. Like, I had a great experience, and I worked with some great people. I was able to meet a lot of different travelers, because we all came in at a different time. Because let's see, when I got there, I was the first one. I was one of the first travelers to get there. I was 2 weeks ahead of everybody else that came in with their 13-week contract. So I was able to meet a lot of different people from different states, different attitude, and it was a nice little mix. I like the little mix that we had. All of us actually got along, as far as I know. Us travelers, we good, because we know why we're here. We know what we're probably gonna deal with. We don't know what we're gonna deal with. We're here. The staff, they were super, super nice. I've met some great people, and I wouldn't mind hanging out with them when I'm down here in Orlando, because it was a vibe. Everybody was super helpful. Some places, like, they'll just leave you high and dry, but these people actually like take their time, stop, and actually take you to where you need to be, and be like, here, I'll show you where this is, or I'll lend you a hand. I didn't get no type of animosity towards me working as a staff. There were some days that were hard, because we are working in the ER. It's super busy, and Orlando is opening up again, and it's a travel site, so everybody from different countries is coming in, and it's always something. But it is the ER, it's expected. There were some hard nights. I would want to cry sometimes, but it's okay, because I knew when my time was going to be up, and I think that's what kept me going, because I'm like, it's not like I'm gonna be here for X amount of time. Like, I know when my last day was. So that's one good thing about traveling too, because you don't have to like stay there for staff meetings and any of that, because that ain't none of your business. You're that help that's there temporarily, and then you get to go. So yeah, this time around, I was I didn't stay with my family. My family didn't come with me. I'm over here saying this time around, this is my first time. I wasn't around my family, but I didn't take a far assignment. I was only like 3 hours away, so after my shift, I was able to drive back home and go be with my babies and my husband. Since this is my last week, I brought them with me. So you know, I'm actually able to like go to my hotel and see them and my babies. But anyways, yeah, so this time around it's a little different because my kids are with me, and I'm very happy that they are with me because, you know, it's my last week. I wanted at least to bring them here and take them to places. If you look at our vlog, we actually went out a couple of times. You know, we wanted to go out a little bit more, but since the weather is bad this whole week, it's been raining nonstop because I guess it's a tropical storm or something like that. It's going on, so it's been raining nonstop. We haven't really gotten a chance to like really explore the resort. You know, hopefully tomorrow is different. But yeah, so stay tuned. I'm actually going to be giving you guys some details about, you know, being a first-time traveler. How did I find my company? Information about recruiters, finding your assignment, the pay rate, and, you know, etc. So yeah, I'm on my way to Berkeley, like I said. Don't forget to give this video a like, subscribe, share. I really appreciate it. Yeah, so I'll catch you guys in a little bit. Hey guys, so I am home finally. I'm super happy about being home. So let's get into the details so y'all can see, you know, from the previous clip, you know, I was on the road, I was on my way to my last assignment. So let's get into the details that you guys probably waited till the end of the video to find out. So let's talk about traveling. Why did I decide to travel? So I decided to do travel nursing. Well, it wasn't like, it was something I thought about doing a while ago, like before I had my son, but like with different circumstances and like things that I had going on, I wasn't able to do it when I actually wanted to do it. So in a way, I felt like I kind of forced myself into doing it right after I had my daughter because of that previous video of, you know, in my channel, the link is below, of how I got fired on my day off with a newborn. That kind of like just pushed me to just say, you know what, F it. You know, I'm going to do this. You know, I'm basically tired of, you know, not being valued and appreciated as a staff worker. And on top of that, you know, I would work like, you know, more than one job just to basically get to where I need to be with like whatever goals that I have set for myself. And, you know, that's not a life that I want to live, to be honest with you. It's not living. And, you know, I realized that with traveling, you know, I can work my 3 days and I basically make the same amount as if I work 6 days, you know, and I would get paid weekly, which was something, you know, I've had one job where I got paid weekly, and strangely, I was able to save more money, like getting paid weekly, because it's like every week I don't need something, versus if you get paid bi-weekly, you know, twice a month, and, you know, bills around the corner, it feels like you have nothing at the end of the day. Not to mention that, you know, you're not getting paid half as much as the travelers. So that's kind of like one of the reasons why I decided to just get into it. Like, I forced myself into it. On top of that, you know, the rates are better and I had more time to be with my family versus, you know, working 6 days a week, 12-hour shift, night shift on top of that. It's like you have no energy. It's like your body's there, but you're not really there. It's just ridiculous. Another thing was that I felt like no matter how much I work, I was never making it, you know, ends meet. Like, yeah, you know that saying, more money, more problem? Well, that's true. More money, more problems. So I felt like, you know, yeah, my husband's there, but what I wanted, I felt like I was living paycheck to paycheck with what I wanted. You know, with this, I don't feel like I'm living paycheck to paycheck. You know, it's very convenient, and, you know, you get to meet new people. You're not always in the same environment, is what something that I learned. And plus, there's a countdown. So, like, you know, when that contract about to end, you got control over that. If you want to extend it and stay there, or if you just want to just roll out. Like, you know, that's why, you know, I decided to travel, and I will keep traveling. Like, I don't know if I'll be able to be a staff worker again. That's going to be hard to get me out of that now. How did I find my company? So, actually, I applied to multiple companies at the same time. 3 or 4. It wasn't a lot. And I basically just did my own little like interview with them. So I'm interviewing them, but they don't know I'm interviewing them. Like, whenever I apply to a company and they actually call me back, I had my little list of questions ready of, basically, actually I have a list here. Basically, like the rate, communication, like when you're dealing with your recruiter, like how often do they check up on you? Like how will they help you, achieve what you're trying to achieve? Like, for example, if you give them like a rate of like X amount of money that you want to make in a week and, work in 3 days, like, will you be able to find that? If I get the whole answer like, oh, we can try to see if we can get you that, but we can't get you that, blah, blah, blah. I'll be like, okay, make a little mental note next to my little notepad, like, all right, this company said this and this and this versus this company that says this and this and that. And then that's basically how I ended up choosing which company I wanted to go with. And, you also want to look at the reviews that company had online. And if you know anybody that worked for those companies, you can ask them like, hey, how is, this company treating you? How often do they follow up? You just want to make sure like they can tell you one thing and then somebody that actually worked for that company tell you something else. Like when I was working at the hospital that I was working for, I actually met a couple of recruiters that had different companies that some of them I never even heard of. And there was one girl that we both applied to the same company. I didn't go with them, but she decided to go with them. And the company was trash. Like, they basically left her high and dry. She got to the assignment and no paperwork was actually done properly for her. She's calling the recruiter. They're not answering her back. She didn't know where to go in the hospital. Like, she didn't know when was her orientation. It was just a big old hot mess to the point that she just ended up calling them, canceling the assignment, and going back home. And that's something that you don't want. And, it was my first time traveling, and that's something I was nervous about. That's why I made sure, I went around asking. Like, it's not a bad thing to ask. You don't want to be in the situation where you think you're about to make this amount of money and everything's all set for you when it's not. Like, you play a part in it too when it comes to dealing with your recruiter. Like, they do their part, but also you have to do your part by asking questions, and don't just assume that everything is taken care of. You got to double check with them and make sure everything, is intact and everything is aligned. And if you find something off, you just call them and be like, hey, I noticed this. Is this what's happening? And, it's their job to fix it, so that's one thing, about when I found my company and what I did, and, little things to like help me understand what I'm getting myself into, since this was my first travel assignment. And, this was my first time being a travel nurse. Sometimes, they just throw you in the fire and not many people tell you, what's going on. Because, I don't know, for some reason I noticed that a lot of people like to hold out information on you as if you're about to come steal their job. There is enough jobs out here for everyone, to be honest with you. And I don't think it's cool that you hold off on people. Like, I'm one of those people, like, if you like something I have on, hey girl, where you get that from? I'm about to tell you X, Y, and Z. I got it on this day. It was on sale, blah, blah, blah. Use this code and you can get it too. Like, that's me. Like, I've met people where I've asked them, oh girl, where you get that outfit from? And they act all secretive, like she's about to buy the same outfit that I have. What if one day they pop up at the same place with the same outfit? You're not the only one that has that outfit. It's just, that's how I see it when it comes to jobs. Like, why are you holding out? And, basically, holding out or helping somebody else make money too. Like, shoot, I want to see everybody win. Like when I was in the company, when I was working, I met another traveler who I love, love, love. She's so awesome. We stayed in contact and we still have each other's number. I was actually texting her today. We were just basically exchanging numbers. We were just like, how much do you make here? How much did you make there? Okay, so if we go here, then we can do that. Girl, let me get your recruiter number. Here's mine. Da 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 da. Like, there's money out there to be made. Girl, let me know which hospital you go to next time. Shoot, if I'm around, I might just come to your hospital. Type of stuff like that. It's not like somebody else is just gonna come and just sweep your job away. Like, we gotta share the love, guys. Share the love. Recruiters. When it comes to a recruiter, I absolutely love, love, love my recruiter. There's some people that have like multiple recruiters because they're with multiple companies. Me, I just have my one recruiter. And he is awesome. Like, when I say attentive and knowledgeable and caring, and he actually like take his time to walk me through everything, especially since he knew that I was like a first time traveler. They say that sometimes recruiters would try to like, what's the word? Lowball you when it comes to like making money and all that, because you know, like recruiters, they get a cut off whatever you make and stuff like that. That's how it works. But they would try to like lowball you and try to get you to work a little harder when it comes to like OT pay. Your OT pay could be low. I actually met someone like that, and I ended up giving them my recruiter's number so they can, you know, go with him, because she was getting lowball with her when it came to her overtime pay. Yeah, my recruiter is freaking awesome. Like, you have to basically, like I said, it's like an interview. You're interviewing them and you're trying to see, all right, is this person reliable? And, you know, is this person is going to be able to help me when, you know, I'm in trouble? Listen, when I say my recruiter called me dang near every single day, like every single day of like, until it's time for me to like go to my assignment to make sure I had everything intact. This dude called me every single day. I called him whenever. He gave me his work number, his text number for the office, and shoot, I even had like his cell phone number in case of an emergency if I can't reach him. Like, he is the bomb. And this is how and what recruiters are supposed to do. They're not supposed to leave you high and dry, especially when, you know, you're new to this, or if you've already been through this, you already know how it's supposed to be. Like, if something is a little odd and you don't understand, or if you feel like your license is at risk, you better be able to call your recruiter and tell them like, hey, this is what's going on. I don't like it. What are we going to do about it? And he's supposed to fix it. He or she is supposed to fix it. You know, and that's what my recruiter does. And, you know, if I'm not satisfied with something, he'll, you know, have his weekly or bi-weekly or tri-weekly or month checkup on how am I doing with the hospital, how do I like it, how do I like the staff. You let me know if you need something. It's what he always tells me. You let me know if you need something and we will take care of it. You know, that's what a recruiter is supposed to do. So if you're out here traveling with another company and the recruiter's just sitting there making it seem like you got to figure it out, you need to leave, because that's not what they're supposed to do. You know, I've learned, thank goodness, this is my first time and I'm having a really good experience that this is what a recruiter is supposed to do. And, you know, I have recommended him to a lot of people. If in the link below, I am going to leave a link for you to apply to my company if you would like to. And if you're interested in travel nursing, don't forget to give me as a recommendation. Don't worry, I'll put the exact spelling of my first and last name, you know, and how to pronounce it. It is Aaron with an H. Aaron with an H. So you guys, hit up Spencer. He is the bomb. When it comes to traveling, the rate, I feel like you should be able to control how much you want to make. Like, let's not go crazy and be, you know, crazy with the rates, especially like now that we're not in crisis mode anymore. That 10K a week that was going out, don't expect that, guys, because we're not in crisis mode anymore. So the rates are like back to regular travel rates. From my previous travel friends that told me that it is back to regular travel rates. So you would tell them how much you would like to make, and you have to be specific with them and let them know, hey, I'm not going to work for less than this a week. And they're just going to have to like make it work. You know, like I said, you don't want to get lowballed on what you want to make. And I have met people that have been getting lowballed, and we're basically there, you know, here, different travel group, doing the same thing for the same amount of time, and they're making less than me, which is more than the staff, but, you know, less than I'm making. And I'm like, were you firm with the rate that you want? You know, did you tell your recruiter this is how much you want to make? Like, I let them know this is how much I want to make, and I also let them know this is how far I want to travel. Since, you know, my recruiter, you know, he's very nice, and he always, you know, he wants to know what I got going on so it doesn't be an inconvenience in my life. And he knew that, you know, around that time I just had a baby. So, you know, I told him that I did not want to go too far away from my family, and I want to be at least driving distance from my family where I can go back and forth. So, you know, I told him I didn't want to drive like a minimum of like 100, you know, no more than 150 miles. And I want to be able to drive back home after my shift. And he made that happen. He basically sent out my application everywhere, to every hospital that's 150 miles from my zip code. And, you know, he was able to make it happen. And he was like, you know what, by the end of this week, we're going to get like an interview. So I'm going to send your application everywhere. And, you know, we're going to get it. Apparently, I think it's 50 miles is considered travel. So, you know, we went from like 50 to 150 because that's how far I wanted to go. But if I'm interested in going out of state, you know, he's ready for me because I already went out and got my compact license. So I'm ready whenever he's ready, whenever the kids are ready. But right now I don't have any plans on going outside of the state. So yeah, with my company, you do get a stipend. So you get whatever rate the hospital is paying you, which is good. So when you file for taxes, you don't get like, you know, and you don't end up owing a whole lot of money, or you don't end up owing, period, especially if it's just you by yourself and you're not, you know, working a whole bunch of crazy hours. The rate is, you know, whatever the hospital says. Like for the example, the hospital I worked at, the rate was like, I think it was like $34 an hour. And then, you know, that's for my 3 days, 12-hour shifts. On top of that, I had the additional stipend, which covers housing, food, gas. But in my case, like where I was, my aunt was nearby. So I just stayed and just pocket that. And that was able to, you know, it was able to help me out in the long run when it came to financial wise. And lastly, travel assignments, they do offer insurance. It's really on you if you want to take the company's insurance, or if you already have your own insurance, then you don't have to take their insurance, which, you know, it's a good thing, because another thing why I was like concerned about traveling was that, you know, am I going to have insurance? Because, you know, I have my kids and, you know, I need insurance, at least for the kids. Like with me, it's like whatever, I'll pay out of pocket. But for the kids, I at least need to make sure I have insurance because, you know, they're still young and they still needed their shots and whatever. Like if I knew that, after I had my son, I would have started this, you know, in 2019 after I had my son. But I didn't know if they offered insurance. So I was staying with this company, well, staff, because of insurance. That's what I was concerned about, insurance. But now that I know that, and plus, you know, my kids, they both have insurance, they're insured, and, you know, I'm also insured because of that. So yeah, so below, I'm going to leave the link if you're interested in joining my company. Don't forget to say Erin recommended you. I appreciate it. You know, and if you recommend someone there too, don't forget to let them know. Referral bonus is there. So thank you for watching. You know, stay tuned, like, subscribe this video, share it. I thought that it was very informative. I wish I knew these information before, you know, I started. And like I said, you know, it's always good to do your research. So I will catch you guys later. Bye.